Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Science Magic. Today, we are going to explore how to measure the size of an object we cannot touch. Let's get started with a short story. One day, I was playing tennis with my tennis coach when he noticed the balls on the high voltage power line. He wondered how big they were. I thought that was a very good and difficult question to answer because I could not reach it. The doctor from Geek Explanations told me that we can measure the size of the ball with simple tools, such as a wrench, a smartphone with a couple of special apps, a camera tripod, and a tennis court. Now that I have learned most of the principles, let me explain it to you. Before we can measure the size of the ball, we need to measure how far away the ball is from us. Now let's look at this diagram that shows how we measure it. P1 and P2 are the two ends of a tennis court, so we know the distance between them. The ball is in the air, so we need the distance from the ball to P1 and from the ball to P2. Ideally, we should measure the triangle ball, P1 and P2, but unfortunately we don't have the instruments to measure these two angles highlighted in red. Instead, we can measure these two directional angles, which are highlighted in yellow. You can see that there is a point BP. This point represents the height of the ball relative to the ground. At the same time, we can measure the two elevation angles, which are highlighted in blue. We can measure the directional and elevation angles using the compass and measurement apps on any smartphone. We use a tripod and camera on the phone to aim the phone at the ball. Once we get the distance, we will measure the size of the ball using the principle of triangular similarity. We used a wrench to get another important measurement. We adjusted the wrench so that the two edges touched the edges of the ball. We then measured the distance from the wrench to our eye, and using that distance, we were able to calculate the size of the ball. Now, here are the results of the angle measurements. From these angle measurements, we calculated the distance. From the distance, we did the slot measurement, and in the end, we calculated that the ball is 56 centimeters in diameter, which is about 22 inches. By the way, we are going to expand this project to measure the distance and size of the moon. Wow, that's a really big tennis court that we're going to need. How are we going to get that? Stay tuned to find out. Thank you for watching Science Magic. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.